If you thought Coronation Street had already put viewers through the ringer this year, brace yourselves, because the fallout from Betsy Swain's devastating health scare is about to explode in the most emotional way yet. A trusted friendship is about to shatter, a desperate teenager is about to be left alone in her darkest moment, and Carla Connor is about to unleash a level of fury we rarely see, even from her. So, what exactly has happened on the cobbles? And why is this storyline suddenly the biggest talking point among Coronation Street fans right now? Stick around, because this one is heartbreaking, it's controversial, and it's about to get a whole lot messier. For those who haven't been keeping up with every twist on Weatherfield's most famous street, let's quickly bring you up to speed on who's involved in this gut punch of a storyline. At the center of it all is Betsy Swain, played by Sydney Martin, the fiery, headstrong teenager who arrived in Weatherfield as Lisa Swain's daughter and quickly became one of the show's most talked-about young characters. Betsy has never done anything by halves. From her explosive introduction blackmailing Carla Connor at the factory, to the chaos surrounding her mother Becky's shock return from the dead, Betsy's time on the cobbles has been a roller coaster of drama, heartbreak, and hard-won growth. Over the past year, she's built a genuinely touching relationship with her stepmother-to-be, Carla Connor, played by soap royalty Allison King, a bond that's grown from friction and suspicion into something that looks a lot like real family. Then there's Dylan Wilson, played by Liam McShane, Betsy's on-off boyfriend, whose relationship with her has been described by producers as one of the show's key coming-of-age stories for 2026. And rounding out this emotionally charged group is Lauren Bolton, portrayed by Kate Fitton, one of Betsy's closest friends, someone who has stood by her through plenty of chaos already. Lauren herself isn't a stranger to trauma, having survived a horrifying ordeal at the hands of Joel Deering, so her reaction to what's about to unfold carries extra emotional weight for longtime viewers who've watched her own healing journey. Now, here's where things take a genuinely shocking turn. In recent weeks, Coronation Street tackled one of its boldest and most uncomfortable storylines yet, when 18-year-old Betsy was rushed to hospital after collapsing. Doctors quickly discovered she'd suffered not one but two strokes, caused by a blood clot that had formed after a temporary loss of circulation. The cause left viewers reeling, because it turned out the incident had happened during a consensual moment of intimacy with Dylan, who had strangled her at her own request, unaware of just how dangerous even light pressure to the neck can be. Betsy and Dylan, like a growing number of young people, believed it was something everyone was doing, something they'd seen normalized online without ever understanding the terrifying real-world consequences. The storyline sparked immediate and intense discussion across social media, with many viewers admitting they'd never even heard of the trend before, and others praising the show for shining a light on a genuinely alarming and under-discussed danger facing young people today. Coronation Street has never shied away from difficult subject matter, and this was no exception, tackling consent, risk, and the terrifying gap between what teenagers see online and what they actually understand about their own safety. In the aftermath, Betsy's world was turned completely upside down. Her speech was affected. She struggled to recall the names of everyday objects, and the right side of her body was left weakened. On top of the physical trauma, she now had to process the fact that Dylan, the boy she loved, had been arrested in connection with what happened to her, even though what took place between them had been entirely consensual. It's an unbearably complicated situation, filled with guilt, fear, and confusion, and it's exactly the kind of emotionally layered storytelling that Coronation Street has built its reputation on. As Betsy's recovery began, her support network rallied around her. Lisa and Carla, now essentially her parents in every way that matters, threw themselves into caring for her, determined to help her rebuild her strength and her confidence. And it's this exact moment of vulnerability that sets the stage for the dramatic new twist fans are reacting to right now, the moment Lauren, entrusted with looking after her best friend, makes a decision that could have devastating consequences. According to details released ahead of broadcast, in scenes airing this week, Lauren is left in charge of looking after Betsy while she continues her recovery at home. But instead of a quiet, supportive afternoon, the pair end up locked in a heated argument. Lauren, still furious and struggling to process everything that's happened, simply cannot let go of her anger toward Dylan. Despite Betsy's insistence that what happened between them was consensual, Lauren refuses to accept it, convinced that Dylan is entirely to blame for what her friend has been through. Tensions boil over, voices are raised, and in a moment of frustration, Lauren storms out of the house, leaving Betsy behind on her own. It's here that the storyline takes its most devastating turn. While Lauren is off cooling down, seemingly with every intention of eventually returning, Betsy is left alone in a vulnerable state, still recovering from a serious medical trauma that has affected her speech, her memory, and her mobility. By the time Lauren does head back to check on her, cooler head prevailing, she walks in to find Betsy in tears, having wet herself, unable to get the help she needed while she was left by herself. It's a heartbreaking image, a stark reminder of just how fragile Betsy's recovery still is, and just how serious the consequences of Lauren's decision to walk away really were. And that brings us to the moment fans have been waiting to see explode on screen, because when Carla arrives home and discovers what's happened, she does not hold back. Carla Connor has never exactly been known for biting her tongue, and this is no exception. Furious and protective, she tears into Lauren for abandoning Betsy at the exact moment she needed support the most. For a woman who has fought tooth and nail to build a genuine, loving bond with her stepdaughter, watching her come home to find Betsy in that state is enough to send Carla into one of her most explosive confrontations in recent memory. It's classic Corrie drama, raw, emotional, and impossible to look away from. According to insiders on the show, tension between Betsy and Lauren has been quietly building for weeks now, long before this blow-up finally forced everything to the surface. One source close to the production explained that when Lauren storms out after their argument, she has absolutely no idea just how serious the consequences will end up being for her friend. Carla, understandably, is quick to have her say once she learns the full story, but the real question fans are now asking is whether Betsy and Lauren's friendship can survive this at all. But Lauren's anger doesn't stop at walking out on Betsy. In scenes previewed by ITV for the week ahead, her fury over what happened boils over into something even more explosive as she confronts Dylan directly out on the street. Refusing to accept that what happened between him and Betsy was ever truly consensual, Lauren accuses him of treating women like, in her words, playthings, before the confrontation turns physical. She slaps him, then shoves him to the ground, where he's left unconscious. It's a shocking, visceral moment that's set to leave fans absolutely stunned, and one that raises huge questions about where Dylan's story goes from here, especially given he's already facing serious legal trouble over what happened to Betsy. Unsurprisingly, this entire storyline has ignited a firestorm of reaction among Coronation Street's dedicated fanbase. Social media has been flooded with viewers weighing in on all sides of this messy, emotionally charged situation. Plenty of fans have expressed sympathy for Lauren, pointing out that given her own traumatic history, her inability to accept that Betsy consented to what happened with Dylan makes a painful kind of sense, even if her reaction was ultimately harmful. Others have been quick to defend Betsy, arguing that she deserves to be believed and supported rather than have her own experience dismissed by the people closest to her. And then, of course, there's Carla's explosive reaction, which viewers have largely applauded as exactly the kind of fierce, protective parenting moment the show has been building toward with her and Betsy's relationship over the past year. Television commentators and soap columnists have also been quick to praise the storyline for its unflinching honesty, particularly in how it portrays the ripple effects of trauma on an entire friendship group, not just the person at the center of it. It's rare for a soap to explore the messy, complicated fallout among friends and family with this much nuance, showing that even people with good intentions, like Lauren, can end up causing real harm when their own unresolved pain gets in the way. So, what does all of this mean going forward for these characters and for the actors bringing them to life? Betsy actor Sydney Martin has previously opened up about how much her character has been through over the past year, describing the closeness between Betsy and Dylan as something forged through shared trauma, particularly following the earlier loss of their friend Mason. That history makes this current storyline all the more heartbreaking because it threatens to tear apart a relationship that's been built on genuine emotional connection. Meanwhile, Dylan actor Liam McShane has teased that 2026 is shaping up to be a huge year for his character, hinting at a major, subject-driven storyline that fits right into Coronation Street's long tradition of tackling difficult, real-world issues with sensitivity and impact. As for where things go from here, fans are already speculating wildly. Will Lauren face any real consequences for her attack on Dylan, given his own already precarious legal situation? Could this be the final nail in the coffin for Dylan and Betsy's relationship, or could adversity somehow bring them closer together once the dust settles? And perhaps most importantly for longtime viewers, can Betsy and Lauren's friendship survive this rupture, or has too much damage already been done? There's also the looming question of how Carla and Lisa's parenting of Betsy evolves from here, given just how personally invested Carla has clearly become in her stepdaughter's well-being. Some fans are even wondering whether this incident might push Carla and Lauren into their own tense confrontation further down the line, given how protective Carla has proven herself to be. What's clear is that Coronation Street is not shying away from the messy, uncomfortable realities of trauma, friendship, and consent, and it's paying off in spades in terms of viewer engagement and emotional investment. This storyline has managed to do what the best soap writing always does: take a genuinely important, real-world issue and turn it into gripping, character-driven drama that keeps audiences talking long after the credits roll. So, to sum it all up, Betsy Swain's road to recovery has taken another gut-wrenching turn, as her best friend Lauren's inability to process her anger over Dylan led to a moment of abandonment with serious consequences. Carla Connor's furious reaction has cemented just how deeply she's come to care for her stepdaughter, while Lauren's subsequent attack on Dylan has thrown yet another complication into an already devastating storyline. With tensions running high across Weatherfield and no easy resolution in sight, this is shaping up to be one of the most emotionally intense arcs Coronation Street has delivered in quite some time. Now, we want to hear from you. Do you think Carla was right to explode at Lauren the way she did? Or do you have sympathy for Lauren given everything she's been through herself? Do you think Betsy and Dylan's relationship can survive this? And where do you think this storyline goes next? Drop your thoughts down in the comments below. We absolutely love reading them. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a single twist from the cobbles. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.